sharing your experience of this Zoom presentation. All right, again, my name is Jane, and I'm here at the Lakeshore in the Community Relations Department. We are about ready, so I'd like to introduce to you Beth Schmidt. And as soon as I stop sharing my screen here, Beth will fill our screen as the speaker of today's informational session. Downsize to the Right Size is brought to you by the Lakeshore. Beth Schmidt is a move manager and downsizing specialist at HB Move Management. She has assisted hundreds of clients with their moves. Her expertise includes pre-move planning, downsizing, organizing, fragile packing, service coordination, unpacking, and resettling in a new living space. Whether you're moving to a new home or to a retirement community, Beth can provide the approach and solutions necessary to ensure a successful transition. And just a reminder, when we're done, I'll be back online, but we will be sending everybody a downsizing booklet. We'll mail those out to you tomorrow. And Beth, I'm going to turn things over to you, and we'll get started with our presentation. So enjoy, everybody, and we'll be seeing you again here shortly.
Okay, Beth Schmidt here. Hanson Brothers Moving and Storage owns our company, and we work with them as well. And we, like she said, we organize, we downsize, and we find solutions, whether it's special donation solutions, maybe dealers who might buy things, you know, and we help recycle. There's so many challenges with that, and we have a number of people we work with that can help you. Connect you with the dealers, and like she said, we pack, unpack, make your bed, make sure your coffee pot is working when you get there the next morning. We can do as much or as little as you want us to do. But I gotta say this about downsizing. It is a big trend right now, and yes, it can save us some money. It can, but I will say, so many are doing it now, and they're not just the empty nesters. A lot of people are, and our children were they don't want our stuff. We were the last, I think, generation to say to our parents, "Yeah, we'll take that." So it's caused some challenges, and so doing it the right way definitely helps. And you may have questions. I'm going to give a lot of solutions here, and afterwards you can email me and I'll send you the names, paperwork, etc. about it, so you don't have to worry trying to remember everything. A lot of us want to just use our living spaces with more efficiency. That's what we want to do, and that's why we're getting kind of into this downsizing thing. But there is a little bit of a reality check I like to do with people. Some people think, well, I have this and I love it, but I want to sell it. Pacific Northwest prices sometimes are lower than in other areas, and what's trending and can be different than in other areas. One thing is we have Tina. We have the internet now, and so people can see everything everywhere. It's not just the 3 stores near you that might want these things or buy them or sell them or whatever. It's everywhere. So that has changed some things. It really has. The virus that has been going on, that has changed how we do a lot of things also. So I'm going to send you phone numbers for all the donation places and every place, other things I recommend, because I say call first and verify that they're taking this or they want that, or when you can come by. So I will send you the phone numbers. There's some other trends before I get into what do we do with our stuff, how do we downsize it, etc. I want to just kind of say something about these trends. Mini storage is one of the biggest things going on in the US. You wouldn't believe it. And so the equivalent of how much mini storage there is. Oh my gosh, for every single human being in the United States, there's approximately 7 square feet of mini storage. That's nuts. Okay. From 2010, forgive me, from 2010 to 2030, 1 in 5 people will be 85 years old. Yeah. When it comes to 2030, the amount of people over 65 jumps 80%. So we have a whole bunch of people downsizing and flooding the market with stuff. So especially here in the Pacific Northwest. Anyway, so it kind of can change a few things or how we do things. But I want to say, how do we begin? How do we begin this process? And I got to say, you know, grab yourself a notebook and write down your goals. Are you interested in a time frame? Is that what's, you know, giving you the push to do this? Or is it, do I want to sell this stuff? Write down your goals of what you want to do. And then I want to say this. Write down what you want to keep. Identify it. Identify, I want to keep this. Okay? And then do you want to donate the other things? Are you trying to sell it, monetize them? What is it that you want to do? And if you've got a move coming in a year, we might want to talk about the possibilities of an estate sale. You know, do you want to monetize these things? You know, we can definitely hook you up with people who will just come by, take a look, even a year in advance, and go, you know what? You did tag everything you want to keep with that green dot. It looks like you've got enough stuff for an estate sale if you want to have one. So it might be nice to rule it in or rule it out. I'm just saying. But it's also good to give a lot of stuff to your family. And I got to say, though, we had someone who tagged everything that they wanted to keep, and they invited the family over for a social hour. And half an hour into it, there was a bell ringing. And the father said, "You guys aren't taking enough stuff. And the ones who don't take enough stuff are out of the will." Yeah, there was a lot of laughter going on, but those grandkids took a whole bunch more stuff. So just saying, giving it to family is fun too, and they might enjoy it. That clipboard that you do, I want you to go narrow it down to areas of, whether it's your home or whatever, areas that you want to downsize or organize. Okay, it might be an entry closet. It might be, okay, the guest bedroom. It might be the closets. It might, whatever, just list on that one page, you know, guest closet. And then list there the I knows on that page. I know I hate having that vacuum cleaner in that closet. I know I love those 3 jackets. I know my husband never ever wears those sweaters. Those are I knows. Don't worry about the I don't know yet. I don't know what I think about that. Don't worry about that part. Write down your I knows. And you'd be surprised if you do space by space a list of what you feel pretty certain that you want to downsize. You're going to find this process goes a bit faster, really will. I want to say, as you organize, let's say it's the drawers in your kitchen, as you organize them and do things with them, I want you to write down that you finished it. I even put the date down that I did it. So space by space. When you begin, it might take you an hour or two, but I gotta say, try, and I've had so many people send me notes back. After you've done that beginning, maybe let it turn it to 15-minute rule. I say that, do a timer, and when that 15 minutes sounds off, stop. I don't care if you finished it or not, stop. Because what happens then is a day or two may go by, a week, but you're going to think, you know what, I'm waiting for the kids to come and they'll be here in a half hour. I got 15 minutes. I'm going to go do the rest of that drawer. It's worth it because you will get more done more often than in the back of your mind. That took me 3.5 hours and I was exhausted. You know, And then that's what your mind goes back to, and so waits a few more weeks, a month, 2 months, whatever. But try the 15-minute rule. Just give it a shot a few times. You'll be surprised. It really does help. So you got a clipboard, you got spaces, that you want to do, and you're going to, when you complete any portion of that, you're going to write down what you completed, what you noticed, what you want. And you might also say, I want to get rid of on that list. I want to get rid of this. I want to get rid of that. So check it off your list. It'll make you get more done. I have to say, what do we do with our stuff? Okay, there are options. I got a list here for you. There are options. You might be able to have an estate sale. Generally, if they're doing it on your property, you have to have moved out. You have to be gone if it's an estate sale. But I will say, now there are a number of people, might be because of this virus thing, a number of organizations that are doing virtual estate sales. They actually are, with the exact timing and such like that. So we can hook you up with different people that are doing that. And then also, there's still a number of our dealers that do estate sales and are still doing them. So if you want to have one, I will say this, generally you're paying, like a 40 to 50% commission to the company that, set it all out, priced it all, got it all ready to sell, did it, and then clears the rest out. Okay, auctions. There are a number of auction companies that we have used, and I will say this, yes, the couple that we recommend, they come to your place, box up the things that you want to have auctioned. They take it back to their warehouse facility, and they have auctions there, actual. They also have virtual auctions. They also do eBay, Craigslist, whatever. They sell in all different kind of ways. So, within a month, you sold some stuff. And they're really, really, really good people. So they do that. There is consignment. And as we go down to each one of the products, we'll talk how consignment works or how auction works. But consignment is generally, you are taking something to them to see it, to see if they want to sell it for you. And sometimes they say no, and then you've got to take it back or take it away or whatever. But that's generally another between 35 and 50% commission them too. So, and sometimes it works out great. It does. Dealers, we can hook you up with a number of people that, we got some people that actually repair art. You see them. People that might want to buy some of the things that you have, that you've labeled, I want these things gone, and they just come and pay you. They say, this is what I would pay you for that. Let's see, donations. There are so many organizations, and the thriftshopper.com, amazing. That gives you thousands of names of shops, of places that donations can go to, and what do they do with the money when they sell those things. That's nice to know too, it is. But we can give you lots of donation information, and for tax purposes, it's good to donate some things, especially in the year you sell your house, just saying. Recycling, we can definitely hook you up with people to do it properly. And junk, take it away, do it right. And then we'll begin with furniture. What do I do with my furniture? There's some that we're downsizing. I need my space better. Okay, so if you want to sell it or you want it to be donated, whatever, let's do a reality check here. Your goal, if you're selling it, is to make 10% of what you paid cash for. That's a shocker, I know. And sometimes you make a little more than that, true, but that's your goal. So do the reality check. But I paid $3,500 for that sofa. Your goal is to at least make $350. So So that's our little reality check. And I'll tell you what is trending in the furniture department is mid-century. It definitely sells. Depression era doesn't bring much money. Yeah, it's still, you can donate it, but sometimes they're huge pieces. And a lot of the shops are saying no to big armoires or big things. They don't want them. They really don't. And right now, because of the virus thing, so many places are saying, no, we don't want any big furniture. Fortunately for a customer, I called Habitat for Humanity and I described what they had. I sent them a photo and they said, yeah, we'll take it. Can you bring it here? If there was more things, I think they would have come and picked it up because that isn't unusual for them. So Depression era, no. Mid-century, yes, and modern looking is good. What is the deal is our parents and some of us, we bought mass-produced items. So those things didn't hold their cash value. They didn't. It was just the trend, and that's what we did. Big, like I say, sometimes won't sell or move very well at all. Even donation places are saying no to a number of large pieces. So anyway, sometimes it's hard to donate some things, and that's one of my specialties is finding places that may want these things. That I love doing that. Our company loves doing that. So what to do? I will say this. We had a family member that their kids helped take care of this. With all that furniture that they listed this there and didn't happen, they did offer up, which is kind of trying to take the place of Craigslist. And the family did it within one day, was gone. It was, they made more than they thought they were going to make. So that was good. I will say this also, for furniture, we have had clients that said, I want all of this to go to that children's place. And so we sent photos off and the director said, is the truck okay to come tomorrow? We'll pick that up, because it was beautiful. Yes, it was oversized and this and that, but it's a beautiful sofa, beautiful chairs, beautiful lamps. And the family wanted it all to go to Children's Hospital Bargain Boutiques. Anyway, so we can connect you with some other things that, let's give it a try. Why not? The answer is no, unless we ask. I will say this too, in what's trending. Let's figure, so I don't sound too negative. Contemporary American pottery, 1960s to present. Mid-century and, of course, Scandinavian furniture. Vintage advertising signs, all conditions. That Phil Powell table, mid-century, yes, and it's kind of like a triangle with curved, around it. Several of those Phil Powell's sold for $3,500 for an end table. Okay. The Walter Lamb patio lounge chair from 1960. That's that one that was on our patios, and it had not metal, but you laid down and put your feet up on it. Well, guess what? The Walter Lamb 1960 lounge chair, $3,000. That's what it recently sold for. So it's not that it has to be super, super old is my point. And they're some fun things. 1920s Windsor chair, it recently sold for $120. But the 1960s copy of that chair, that sold for, I think, $2,500 or $3,000. So there's some positive, trending, interesting things. Yes. On your furniture, though, you want to do something with it, sell it or donate it. Generally, people are saying, no, they don't want floral. They're also saying no cat scratches, no, you didn't have animals, and you can tell there was animals all over this furniture. They don't want that. But if it's in good condition, there's a number of organizations that do want it and a number of dealers that know where to sell this for you. We just recommended Crawford Auctions, and they came up, got the furniture, very interesting stuff from the family, and they're doing pretty doggone good selling it for them. So that's, it's let us connect you with someone. It's between you and them. Okay. Now, clothing. What do you do with your clothing? Try this, please. Humor me. Just try it. I do this trick. It's reverse coat hanger. Okay. Because normally you put the rod on, your hangers on like this, and consider trying it reverse those so that they're all like this on the hook on there facing, and if you wear it, then you get to rehang it the right way. So that way at the end of several months you can go, wow, I didn't wear all those. What was the deal? And it's, gives you an idea of, okay, I can really downsize those. What you want to say to yourself in the clothing department for downsizing is, when was the last time I wore this? Would I buy that again today? Would I buy that again right now today? So, and if you're saying, I don't know, or no to that, okay, that's a really good, you just sorted some stuff. That's good. One man's overcoat. If you donate that, according to the IRS and Salvation Army website, you can take a deduction of $60 for that man's overcoat. So, and we've got a form here that's got a whole bunch of, that we can just send you. It's the donation valuation guide. And hey, it's interesting. It surprised you. When I would take some stuff to donate them, 3 bags full of my mom's stuff. I said, I don't know, what, $20? I don't know. When you go over the IRS Salvation Army website valuation, we just donated $160 worth of stuff. So it's good to take a look at that. Mary's Place wants some of our clothes. So does Dress for Success. And it feels good to give to them. It really does. And I have a list of that for you. But if you have mismatched shoes, mismatched socks, or torn socks, or not even together, clothing like that, doing thread cycle is kind of a cool thing. That is, put the clothes in a bag, label it thread cycle at a whole bunch of the donation places. You're labeling it that way. They are helping do that because we have people that are doing things with those products, and they're not just throwing them in the dump. So it's really kind of cool. It really is. And would you have thought there's some of your clothing or some pillows or blankets and stuff like that, even though they're all torn up and they're old and they're ugly, guess what? The ASPCA wants them. They do. They really do want them. And so it's kind of cool to, don't throw it in the trash. Let's find a solution for them. Also, like I said before, the thriftshopper.com, they have a number of places where you can donate them. But I will say now, if you do have some current clothing, just been dry cleaned, consignment may want them. They might, but you take them to them on hangers and they look at them. In my experience, it seems like they keep maybe 10%, maybe, and then you do whatever you want with the others. Which, like I say, I love Mary's Place. I love Dress for Success, and there's a lot of women's groups that need things that we can give you connection with them that want it. But you can also, that all sells in estate sale. It sells at the auction. It will move. There's ways that you can definitely do that. Quilts are selling. Designer handbags, they're definitely selling. 1980s Rolex watches, oh my gosh, some of them had a little bit of gold on them and stuff. They are bringing some serious money right now. They really are. And people thought, oh, it's too old. No. And if we just need to hook you up with a dealer that takes a look at it and some other stuff, George Hunter, Hunter's Antiques, we've worked with him for 10 years, maybe plus. Got his name from Kathy Bailey, the Antiques Roadshow. You want a man as honest as the day is long, call George. And we secret shop him too. And every time his prices that he offers the client is always more than anybody else does. So we can hook you up with somebody who can take a look at those things. Kitchens cause stress in downsizing. So this is what we want to say. Get out those boxes or bags for your clothing. Yes. Okay. Get out a box, not very big, you know, like a book box or something, and put in the extras, the duplicates in there, and do this crazy thing that I tell people. Don't get rid of it that day. If you can and you don't care, okay, good. But I always put the date and I put the stuff in it, and I've got one closet that's my get rid of this or take a look again, or in the garage. And every once or twice a year, I'll go, oh, I needed that. I forgot about that, you know, and you got it right there. But as soon as you feel comfortable, okay, let's sell this or donate it, do. It's in that box, take it. Put it in the back of your car and drop it off. But get rid of the duplicates and answer this question as you're looking at the stuff. Say, when was the last time I used this? And then like somebody in one of my seminars said to me, well, how many can openers do you have? I went home that night, I had 5. Oh, I got it down to 3. You know, a wine one, my husband's beer one, and the regular can opener. So I'm legal, just saying. But are some of those dishes that you really don't use very much anymore, are they too heavy? They're too heavy for our hands? Those are good ones to donate then. Consider it. I will say this. Do you need 23 coffee mugs? Maybe not. That's Downsizing Helps. And put those in the box. And they can be waiting for you. They could be to donate. All right. I want to say this. Remember the old Rosenthal or Haviland rare china? They're one of our kids don't want them, but I'm just saying, they used to be $100 a plate, and we can't get $10 a plate for them now. But I want you to consider this. I love China. There is a place called replacements.com. Who would have thought they might want to buy some of that from you because they don't have a full set that they're putting up to sell? So it's worth a call and ask, why not? So replacements.com might buy some stuff from you. But I have to say again, the internet has really lowered the prices on stuff. Because it's not just those 3 or 4 stores that are near you. No, people can look online and find hundreds of, you know, so the prices are competitive and they're really, really low now. They really are. And having our kids say no to everything doesn't help. Anyway, I will say this, even few consignment places will take, upsetting for me to say this, your KitchenAid or your Waterford Crystal. Because I had Bellocchio tell me, Trish, the owner, she said, right now it's not selling. When it gets close to the holidays, that time, those things will sell, but they just sit on the shelf. Waterford, you're kidding me. Anyway, so things are different, but I will say your kitchen stuff, duplicates, goodbye. And when was the last time you used it? And answer those and then pull those things aside. Give it a month maybe. Or if you're ready, when you see how many duplicates it is, put it in the box, put it in a bag, drop it off. Because they definitely want it. And if you were having an estate sale or an auction, it does sell. It does. It does. It's good. Okay. Books. Lots of us have a lot of books, don't we? So I would just say this. On your bookshelf, clear off 2 of the shelves, okay? Clear them off. And start putting the ones, I know I want that one. I know I want them. Put them on there. You don't have to organize them. Just get them on there. So that you say, okay, there. I've got those 2 shelves I know I want. Now, okay, those other 2, I know I don't want those. And then just keep kind of going like that for sorting them. Because a lot of our libraries still are taking a box of books. which is nice. Recently, Salvation Army and St. Vinny's took 3 boxes of books from clients, 3 for each one of those. So that was very helpful. It really was. They sell a little bit, brings a little money at estate sales or, auctions, etc. But I want you to consider this. Go look and talk to them and say, what is this worth? What is that? I just take a picture of my books on the bookshelf and okay, they kind of see what it is. Okay, go to Mangus Books. It's down on 42nd in Seattle. They buy, they sell, and they trade. So it's, and I'll send you that info. Let me send it to you. Info at magusbookseattle.com. Their store is fabulous. It's got so much, and it gives you a realistic idea what things are worth, what they'll sell for, and who wants it. Nothing wrong with that. So, yeah, one of our favorites went out of business, Bob Street Records. I'm sorry. No, that's music. I'm wrong. Excuse me. How about old electronics? How do I downsize? What do I do with it? Okay. One of my favorite first beginnings to look is kingcounty.gov/solid waste. And when that comes up, and up on the kind of the left, I think it says, what do I do with? And then click on there and put it in. What am I trying to get rid of? Is it a computer? Is it whatever? And it'll list shops, places that will take them. It lists that, and it's really cool. It is. So it's a great website. So is earth911.com. But for me, it's they show where you put in your zip code, and it shows you what's close to you, where you can drop it off. And of course, Best Buy will still take 3, if you go there and give them computer equipment, printers, music, anyway. Lots of donation places are also taking them. Sometimes they're not taking great big TVs, but they are taking them. One Green Planet doesn't come and pick up, but you can drop off so much metal, so much electronics, things like that, and it's done. It's over with as soon as you drop it off. Nothing to worry about. A lot of old electronics that are used just need a good, clean home to go to, so they do something with it and don't just dump it in the landfill. I like that idea. And those sources, the kingcounty.gov solid waste, they do list them, which I really like. So, all right. Now, what do I do with my pictures? Okay. And we all have acres of pictures and slides and movies, etc. Some of you know my brother, many years ago when we had to downsize my mom, he took 5 huge tubs of our family's photos, movies, everything, and took them to Seattle, a place downtown. And they didn't correct color or this and that in those days. Scan Cafe and other places, didn't exist then. But they did put it all on DVD and up in the cloud, and it was $5,000. And we were just, what were you thinking? Well, now there is scancafe.com, legacybox.com, and CNN and CNET and Macworld, they use Scan Cafe. They're fabulous. And once you've checked in with Scan Cafe and just to see what they do and such like that, if you allow them, they'll send you one email, like a month or whatever, and they'll tell you what the prices are that time. And so every couple of months, it'll say 50% off. And I've sent stuff because those Polaroids, remember all those that we have, and they're all faded out and look ugly? Guess what? They fix that color perfectly. It's wonderful. The old movies that are all faded out, they fix it. But it's worth it to do something with these pictures. They'll give it to you on an archival quality DVD, on a jump drive, up in the cloud, a number of different ways. You can choose, and you can have your family log on and check and see them online, see what they want too. Okay, I will say this, consider this a $50 project. Pick out 50 pictures and go to Costco and buy that $50 coffee table book that you're going to make with pictures online, and type in there who that is and what they used to say, and this is the joke I remember, whatever. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you will have experimented with trying to do something with your photos. And it feels good, and guess what? You might really do something with all those photos. I've been making stories on a disc that are about happy birthday, music on it and really cool stuff that, just saying, you really could. That's a cool thing to do with your pictures. But I also have to say this, we've had a number of teachers that we have helped move to assisted living or to, retirement apartments. And they had so many stories, so many letters, so many pictures, and from their classes way back when. One of them was a teacher in Bellingham. And she said, what are you going to do with these? I said, well, what do you want us to do with them? I don't know. I don't have this much room anymore. Okay. And I had her tell me about what she did, where she got these. Guess what? I said, do you mind if I send these back to the school? She said, what? I said, could we just try? Let's see. The letter she got back thanking her was a tearjerker. They appreciated all those things, and there was several letters from families, and wow, it was really cool. We could do things with pictures. We really could. But making one of those fun books would be really cool for your family. That's a really cool idea. Pictures, slides, and movies. Scancafe.com and legacybox.com. Definitely good thing to do with them. Okay, music. This is my thing. It's great to donate. It will definitely sell because vinyl is in again. Vinylhub.com is something you can look at too, but one that I like locally is Jive Time Records. They're on Fremont. They buy and they sell, and they will tell you what they're worth. They will, which is kind of nice, and you can make an informed decision. I thought I wanted to, but I don't want to. I don't want to sell it. Okay, definitely donate them. Definitely there's ways to sell music. There is, but Jive Time Records is one I love. And what is in right now is blues, jazz, pop, rock and roll. They're the most popular. The other music, not so popular. Sorry. But one thing I do, I go to moneymusic.com and I go to the Mighty Johns section. Every week he tells what's trending and the value of it and what you can make for if you do have that, which is kind of cool. It is. But Jive Time Records and thevinylhub.com are ways to find out what do you want to do. Do you want to sell it? Do you want to donate it? Because donation, the music will definitely. And I'm shocked. There was VHS, those big ones, whatever those are called. Anyway, they were able to be donated, movies. They were able to be donated. I couldn't believe it. And people wanted them. So it's, things are different than we thought. Okay. I will say, if you might want some more information about things, I can answer more questions, planning, coordinating, or an upcoming event or anything like that. This is my boss, info@hbmovemanagement.com, or call us up, 206-257-4314. That's another way too. But I will say, we we can go ahead and mail these to you, the, lists of the donation places, the phone numbers, who to call, what, etc. This is the donation valuation, which lists some of the prices for what are they worth. Okay, there we go. We can also go ahead and send you how long to keep my financial paperwork. We can send that to you. I will say the names of the places, emails, phone numbers, like for books, the records and music, shredding. Oh, shredding. We'll send you a contact to call for shredding. But go to that Attorney General's website, washington.gov or atg.gov. And go to the section that says free shred events. Guess what? You can go drop stuff off, and it's done commercially, properly, shredding. And it's kind of cool. It really is. So, do you have questions? We can mail or email you answers and solutions. So, what do you think? Does this help anybody? Okay, Jane. I can't quite hear you.
I had to unmute myself first. So I am unmuting everybody. So
okay.
People can speak, or you can, it's like I'm having problems unmuting some of you. If you know how to unmute your computers, go ahead and do that and ask some questions. I want to remind everybody that I know some people joined late, and we are recording this, so we'll be sending that out to everybody, as well as we'll make sure that everybody has Beth's contact information, so you can contact her for the information she said she was sending out. But we'll get that all together for you. But if anybody has any questions right now, go ahead and speak.
Hey, Bill.
Cranston's, do you have a question?
Still on a hang up.
No? Okay, I don't see any in the chat bar. Anybody else out there with some questions? Maybe, maybe not. Let's just start by, oh, Beth Wagner, do you have a question?
No, I don't actually.
Okay.
I just unmuted.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. So first of all, I want to thank Beth and all of you for joining today. We appreciate everybody's time. Beth, your information that you provided, extremely valuable. Lots of great tips for all of us out there. If you do have questions, again, you can speak now. Feel free to interrupt or use the chat bar, or you can just reply to the email that I sent you with the information to log on today, and we'll make sure that the information gets back to you. So no worries there. We're going to be wrapping up unless somebody wants to ask anything that's come to mind. Beth, any final words from you?
I don't know if I mentioned enough in my mind. We work with people who fix things. And Lisa, I think it was one of your customers that we moved into your community. Anyway, and she heard that we that we know people and that fix art, etc. And so it was after the move. She said, I'd really like to connect with that lady. And she had a vase that was her parents, and there was a piece cracked off the top, and it had one of those lines in it, whatever, that shows that it's old. Anyway, but they saved the piece that had broken off, and we connected her with the lady. Let's see, Amber Anderson. Anyway, I don't know how she did. She's not fast. Took her 9 weeks to fit it in and do it and whatever. Guess what? That customer called us back and said, you can't even see the crack. How can you do that? This was porcelain. You can't refire porcelain. And the line crack on it, where that was gone, the piece was back in place, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. A customer that we moved into an apartment building had lamps that he loved, but they were so old and the paint was coming off around, I guess it was on leather or something like that. And oh my gosh, none of the family could tell. How is that? You couldn't even tell. It was exactly like the other ones. So if you've got something like that you need some help with, we'd love to connect with you to her. Just saying.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Great information, Beth. We really appreciate this information. Again, a reminder to everybody that was able to join us, we will send a video of this. We're going to send out our downsizing book that we have. So we'll get that in the mail to you, and we will make sure you have Beth's contact information so that she can you can be in touch with Beth and ask her for any of the resources she talked about today.
Yes,
So,
send them right away.
awesome. That's awesome. So we'll send this. We're going to send you a follow-up email, including the survey link that we'd love for you to fill out and tell us how the Zoom event went today for you. And I just really want to thank you all so much for joining us. I know it's crazy times and we're not able to see each other in person, but we love being able to connect in this way. Beth's got something.
One other thing. Can I say quick?
Of course.
Okay, I forgot to say this. You want to stay married? Start with your stuff, not theirs, okay? Just saying.
That's final tip.
Okay.
Oh, that's great. Okay,
All right.
thank you so much, everybody. If you or someone you know is interested in a virtual tour, give us a call here at the Lakeshore. The Community Relations Department looks forward to connecting with you. So take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. The sun's supposed to come back, I think, tomorrow. So enjoy. Be well, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.